3 years ago, my wife disappeared while I was on a solo vacation, a trip she encouraged and even funded. I came back to an empty house, no signs of struggle, no money missing, except what was hers. She left no trail, phone disconnected, no social media, no forwarding address. Her parents were as stunned as I was, or acted like it. Police called it voluntary disappearance. I tried hiring a PI, nothing. After a year, I gave up looking, but never really moved on. I kept her wedding ring in a drawer and never changed the locks. Some part of me thought she might walk back through that door. Fast forward to a few months ago. I get a DM on Instagram from a random account. No profile pic, no posts. Just one message. She's in Oregon, name's not Lauren anymore. That was it. I stared at it for hours, heart pounding. I replied, but the account disappeared before I could ask anything. Still, I had a direction. I took time off work, flew to Portland, and started looking. I had nothing to go on, just an old photo and a ghost of a name. But after a few dead ends, I got lucky. A guy at a farmer's market recognized her. He knew her as Elise, said she ran a small herb and tarot shop just outside the city, said she lived off-gridish and mostly kept to herself. My blood turned cold. I went there, tiny shop, barely bigger than a shed. I waited until just before closing, and then she walked out. Same face, older, but unmistakably her. Same little scar on her chin. Same way of tucking her hair behind her ear. She didn't see me at first. I followed her at a distance to a cabin down a gravel road. I waited. Watched the lights go on. Waited until I was sure she was alone. And then I knocked. She opened the door, saw me, and didn't even look surprised. Just said, "I told you not to come looking." I didn't know what to say. I think I just stood there. Then without a word, she let me in. The cabin was strange. Not messy, but cluttered. Dozens of candles, herbs hanging from the ceiling. Drawings, circles, symbols, things I didn't recognize. A wall full of Polaroids, none of which had her in them, just people. Some of them had red X's drawn over their faces. She made tea. Sat across from me like we were catching up after brunch. I asked the obvious, why? She sighed like she'd told the story 100 times. Said she'd spent our entire marriage pretending to be something she wasn't, that she was never built for normal life. That being my wife made her feel like she was wearing someone else's skin. And then she said something that chilled me. "You were too good to destroy directly, so I had to vanish." I asked her what she meant by destroy. She didn't answer. She just stared at me and said, "The version of me you loved died a long time ago. I buried her literally." I asked her what the hell that meant. She smiled this slow, terrifying smile and said, "That woman was a mask. You loved the mask. This," and she pointed to herself,